my fellow mayors, and welcome to the city of Belgrade in my series called Building a Better Belgrade. If you remember the city, you know that in the previous episode I had finished up expanding over here, used up a lot of my residential, commercial and industrial demand, and then I decided to make something new over here because I had unlocked the high density buildings and the offices. I had played a little bit here to try and figure out what exactly was it that I wanted to do, and I came up with a rather interesting way of dealing with the highways and the off and on ramps, something that I am now going to show you. I also implemented a few more mods into this let's play because I noticed you guys love seeing mods, and I haven't really paid much attention to mods because I was trying to use the default game while playing some of my previous let's plays. The first mod that I started using here is the traffic manager, which allows you to do all sorts of things to the roads and the traffic. For example, for me the most interesting option is to change the lanes. For example, over here I played a little bit with it, and for example, if I were to click here and choose this road here, I get a little pop-up here telling me which of these lines can I change. So for example, I want my traffic to only be able to go straight on the left, and if they want to turn onto the right, I want them to be using this one over here, and this one is meant for turning. Now there isn't really anywhere to turn, only after this one, so I bet they would just keep using this one to turn over here. But for example, I do not wish them to keep going through here by going through this lane and then trying to go on the outer lane. So I'm trying to keep them away from using the both lanes when they're coming off of here. They should from here just use this lane, turn here and use just the right lane. This is a one-way street going through here up to this highway ramp, and then they can go either left or forward. So what I wanted to do is, if they're coming off here, to just use the middle lane and then turn and stay on the left lane. If they're coming off of this highway ramp, I want them to go into this lane and keep to the right lane. That prevents any traffic from being clogged up here. And for now, the way I have set up these roads here seems to be doing just that. It's keeping the traffic from merging into the same lanes, at least here. They may still do it here because they're getting ready to either go to the forward or left, and you can see here that we can fix that by using the change lanes options here. If I were to tell them to only be able to go forward if they use the right lane, that means that I'm turning off the way to go left. This means that if they want to go forward, they can only use the right lane. If they want to turn left, they are supposed to only use the left lane, which means there will no longer be any changing lanes here, and that should prevent the traffic from slowing down. Now that's just one of the mods. Another mod that I'm using now is the large water tower. This is because I'm thinking of making some parts of the city which are going to have places where I could place these large water towers instead of getting the water pumping stations to multiply here and then take the water over there. There's also a new mod that I'm using about the advanced hospital. This hospital costs less per week than this one, which is my greatest annoyance with this hospital. It also has a greater area of effect, which is also something that I'm bothered by this hospital, but it is more expensive to buy at front. So I'm thinking that this is a good way, and the person who made these advanced service buildings made actually several mods, and I'm now using his advanced hospital. I'm using his advanced fire station, the advanced police headquarters, and I believe I am even using his no, this is a better crematorium, so not the advanced. I think I was using another one of his buildings, maybe the super recycling center. I'm not entirely sure is that the mod from the same person, but it could be the improved university. Yeah, I knew I was using another of his mods. I really like these things because they are well balanced and almost balanced the way I wanted them to be balanced, as you remember from my video talking about the balance of the cost and maintenance cost of the service buildings. There may be a few more mods, but they're hiding at the moment and you can't see them. There is this mod, the better budget, which allows you to change the budget while you're in the overview of a certain type of service So it's very handy, especially when you have me trying to juggle the power output and the water output to be just as much as the city needs and not too much or too little. I'm annoying that I am polluting so much, but hopefully that will be fixed soon. I think I can unlock this very soon. Yeah, I only need 4,000 more population to unlock this. As for the old parts of the city, I think everything is set up where it should be with the districts, or is it? No, there are a few places that I need to fix. For example, these things need to enter this district from up here. And now I can use the policy which I've unlocked by hitting a milestone, which is the small business benefactor. This is going to cost me a little bit per building, but it is also going to increase how much money am I getting from the taxes from those buildings, and I will use it in both of these. As for the rest of these, I don't really need to use any of them at the moment, so I am staying away from that. I do need to reduce the garbage budget because I did end up having to build another super recycling center, but now I have way more capacity than I need, so I can reduce it probably down to like 84%. I have enough capacity. There we go. Capacity 224,000, currently producing 194,000 units of trash per week. So that works out nicely. I think I've unlocked some more of these unique buildings. Yep. A lot actually. I don't think I have unlocked this one previously in one of my previous playthroughs, so very interesting. The milestones are very far away at 80,000 population, so it may take a while to get to those, but I will be including these into my design from time to time when I see a nice place for a building like this. Now, the point of this video is to see how am I going to expand over here with the high density. I do have the railway system going through here. It's a straight line and I can't really change it much unless I want to be changing it later on when I buy more tiles, so I'm going to leave it as it is. As for the highway, like I said, I have had a few ideas and I'm going to show you what I've been working on. Now for that work I will first need to bulldoze this entire part of the highway network up to about here and the opposite direction as well. Now I will quick save because what I'm trying to do is a little bit hard to pull off. Now you see these assets, these are made by me. They are called a raised number 1 highway side change plus off ramps, and the other one is called raised highway side change. Now what do they look like? The basic idea here is to have a highway, maybe I should turn it like this so it's easier to figure it out, is if you're going on the right side, at some point you're going to turn above and go to the left. You're still going on the right side, but you're on the left side, if you know what I mean. If you're going on the left side, at some point you go below the one going to the right side and then you become the right side. So you're switching, and what this means that if you do it with off ramps, you're going to be able to go on the off ramp to the right on this part of the road. Then once you turned onto the left, you will be able to keep going straight but turn onto the left side of the city. This means that you no longer have to build off ramps that can take the traffic from the right lane of the highway to the left part of the city, because the right lane of the highway becomes the left side of the city. And if I were to connect plenty of these all the way to here, I could build around this. That is why I am trying to pull this off. Let's just see how it's gonna go. I'm thinking I will keep to this orientation of the highway, so I will just need to connect a few of these. Now they are expensive, you can see at about 28,000, and there may even be a few problems if these slopes are not good enough, because when you pre-make assets in the editor, it always has perfectly straight terrain, but as you can see here, the terrain is not that perfect. I mean, it is still gonna slide a little bit up and down, but if you didn't give it enough space on the parts that you raised or lowered, it's not going to be able to bend enough for the terrain, and you can see I didn't, it's not bending. I mean, this is okay, I can always connect some parts manually. So what I'm going to do is just go forward and see at what point am I going to be able to place this. There we go, I can place it here. Now the trick is to be able to go forward. Now, if you were to just connect like this again, you would end up with a road on the right side, and it would go actually in the wrong direction. So what you need to do with this asset is to turn it around like this and then connect it. And you see now the roads, maybe if I were to remove this, you would see the roads are as there should be. This one is going to keep going on the left side, and this one is coming from the opposite direction. This means that this way you can keep connecting these all the way up here without any issues, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Luckily, I have stacked up enough of the credits to be able to pull this off. Now, another thing to remember is which side are you pointing. For example, by default, this asset gives you the road on the right going up and the road on the left going down. So you have to turn it around if you're adding the new one. But if you're uncertain as to where would it be turned onto and to which side, you can turn it around and look at the streets. Do they match? For example, if I look here, the off-ramp on the left side is on the opposite side of this one on the right. So if I were to go up here and take a look at this one, I would see that the off-ramps are at the exact same position. That means if I were to connect here, I would get the roads connected wrongly, because the right side would be connected to the left and the left to the right, or should I say going up would be connected to coming down, and going down would be connected to coming up. So in order to connect properly, I need to once again turn this around. And now what just happened? Oh, it's just not close enough, right? For a second there, I thought I connected it badly. So this can happen if the highways are not perfectly close to each other and you see the roads connected but the highways did not. It's usually because of the terrain, because the terrain in the real maps isn't as flat as in the editor, but you can always fix this by simply connecting the roads. And if you have noticed, the 180-degree right there on the left side with the roads, it's because I'm using the mod called Road Projector. I'll give me a second and I will show you how it's called. Let me just connect this and save this as a backup. Actually, this should be saved as a test. Let's just see what is the name of that mod. For some reason, its spelling didn't allow me to remember it properly. Let's see, content manager, that would be an asset or a mod? I think it's a mod. Let's see, the road protractor. Protractor. It's a new word for me, honestly. And if I'm already here, why don't I show you which mods do I plan to use on the city of Belgrade? I'm going to use infinite ore and oil. You know by now that ore and oil gets spent way too quickly for the city to work, so I think this mod is something that will help with that. All areas purchasable, of course, then the traffic manager, the road protractor, the better budget, fill the houses. That means that every residential building will be filled up to its maximum capacity of the sims. Then the tree brush. As for the assets, I think you saw most of them, but here they are: large water intake, modular solar panels, super recycling center, large elementary school, improved university, better crematorium, 4x8 parks, fuel cell chambers, it's a power station, large water tower, advanced hospital, police and fire stations. The 2x4 parking lot won't delete for some reason. I used it in the previous video when I was showing you the overview of one of my subscriber cities. These roads here, if you are interested, I can share them on the workshop. For now, I'll leave them unshared. And also the recycling center was from the subscriber city overview. I don't really use that one. I use the advanced, how was it called? The super recycling center? Yeah, the super recycling center. And there is of course this mod that changes the palette of colors, but I haven't been using that one. I'm using the default tempered color correction for my city of Belgrade. So let's get back to... Here we are. I have built up 3 of these. 1, 2, 3, and I will probably need at least 1 or 2 more to get to the edge. So like I said before, if I'm not sure how is this turned and is it gonna connect properly, I just take a look at the on and off ramps. I can see here that if I were to connect like this, it would be connected in the same way, and I don't want that. I want it to be connected in the opposite way, so like this, and this would connect properly. Here we go, you see? Now the roads are not connected, but that can be easily fixed by just deleting this part here and redoing the road. Or would it be simply done? It's gonna give me trouble because of the ramp, but that's okay. That's also an easy fix. Whoops, I actually left the time to run. That would actually not be a good idea. Oh crap, the ramp is gonna give me trouble now. Oh, there we go, that worked. And the other side, I wish you could delete just smaller pieces of these roads and not the entire road up to its first intersection. There's probably a mod somewhere in that database for this as well. Let's try this time to disconnect this one. Yeah, that was much better, much more simpler. Okay, and definitely need another one of these huge things to connect over here. Let's see, is this the right orientation? Does not look like it. How does it look like compared to down here? How would it look like if I were to put it like this? Yeah, it should actually connect like this. Take a look over here. And down here, the one on the left side, on the bottom left side, is going from the left to the right on the new one, and on the old one from the right to the left, so this should be the proper connection. I just need to reconnect these. I could probably do another asset, and that would just have the oppositely turned roads, and then I wouldn't have to continuously turn this one around to see if it's gonna connect properly. That's probably a good idea. Okay, there we go. I don't think I can fit any more of these. Maybe I could, not sure. Let me take a look. If I were to put it here, I guess I could fit this one, but I could always do it manually. And over here there's no way that I could fit another one. And again, I could just connect this a little bit manually. For example, if I were to extend this one up to about here, I could then turn and go over here, make that connection. Actually, that's exactly what I will have to do, because this one would connect to the wrong one. So up to about here. And then is it gonna let me? Nope. Let's see. Oh, it will now. Excellent. So that's a connection there. And if I want this one to be connected with this one, let's see, that would go up to about here. Just need to turn it around. This would go then on top of this one, but nope, I forgot to actually raise it. I didn't think I would need to, but yeah, seems it would need to be raised. Okay, go back a little bit. Actually, don't even have to go. There. Now from here into here. Oh, I see a problem. This isn't gonna be able to go down unless... Okay, this could work. Let's see, going down like this. and then here, and hopefully, yes, there we go. A bit ugly, but I can live with this. Wait, why is this? Oh, okay, there, good. And the only thing remaining would be to draw these things now and get some more off-ramps and on-ramps. Let's go by the right side first. So an off-ramp from here to here will not really work. Oh, will it? Yep, it will work. Then this one would be going like this, which would mean an off-ramp of this one by going like this. And you could get onto it. Oh, over here. No need to add another one. Let's see, this one is an off one. Then we could get an on one here. I think I saw one green, one blue, and there we go. So off, on, and let's say we have another off, or maybe better on here. There, pretty much done. And on the other side, like I said, I could do it manually. Or maybe I shouldn't, because at some point I will be redoing this one as well, and then I will end up destroying this one. So what I should do is probably just extend these until they connect with these if I am hitting the right side. Yeah, I am. Excellent in that case. Just a simple connection like this. There, and the roads on the right and left side. Yeah, this one is kind of close. Doubt I could get any ramps off of it. Let's see here. Going to the right, off. Going to the right, on. Oh, come on, you have to put it somewhere. Okay, let's try with this. It usually allows a connection next to a pillar, but it's possible that we have a huge difference in the height here, and that's why it's giving me trouble. Maybe over here, yeah, there's less of a difference in height. Let's see here, off, so an on-ramp. Ugh, this is gonna be problematic as well. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna get an on-ramp here. Well, how about from here? Ah, come on. There we go. Not too many ramps here, but I will leave it at that. And this is pretty much as far as this thing needs to go. So, let's see this bad boy in action. I think I can go to speed 3. And let's see if these guys are going to be able to use this. Let's take a nice ride. Oops. That was not a nice ride. Let's try that again. There we go. So they do have to slow down often because of this left and right. Actually, when they're going on top, they don't even slow down, but down here they do. And that was it. It works. Now let's get to building. Alright guys, and before I forget, one more thing that I would ask you is to do my subscriber survey. It's a Google Forms, it's a short list of questions that I would like you to answer about my channel and your general YouTube watching habits. I will put the link to it in the description of this video, and if you haven't done it already, I would be very thankful if you were to do it. It will help me to improve my channel, and it is going to make more content for you to watch that you like to watch on my channel. Anyway, like I said, I would need to figure out how exactly do I want to build over here. There could be several ideas. I could keep to a grid, which I honestly am trying to avoid because I'm trying to make something more beautiful. There are two parts of the city here, so I could try to separate them and have something interesting on this side, something interesting on this side, which is something that I am inclined to do here. Now, this area here is going to stop right here because I will not be developing the low density area any closer to over here. So I have this triangle here pretty much set out for the high density. Over here I have a little bit of a bigger triangle. Now, do I want to keep to an actual triangle, or do I want to build something else, something more interesting? Well, let's see, where do we go from here? The streets over here are two ways, so I might as well connect the rest of them to be two ways as well. How should I proceed here exactly? Well, I'm not even sure myself. It depends on kind of the services and what exactly do I want to build. But for the starters, I was trying to figure out something interesting here in the middle, in this biggest place, and I was kind of thinking of building something that has the services in the middle, the parks, and then the areas around. And that led me to assume that what I wanted to make was a circle. Now, making circles in City Skylines is a little bit difficult. I did have that one video where I showed you how to do it, but I haven't done it myself in a while. So let's see how would this work out. If I take a street over here at 90 degrees and get it over here, I also need to see where would the center of the circle be. Probably where I have the most room, so about here. So that means at 90 degrees going over here, that would be like this. And at 90 degrees onto this side, if the center of the circle were to be here. Actually, it may need to go a little bit more to the right because of the closeness of this thing. I could have actually given myself more space if I were to move this a bit over here and take down a few of these roads. So let's say this is a two-way, right? Connect it up to here. This is a one-way. Actually, it needs to be turned in the opposite direction. And then these here can be stopped at like this. And the one-way can come off here and into here, and also from here into here. This should give me a little bit more room here to work with. So, like I said, from about here at 90 degrees going up and 90 degrees going into the opposite direction. Now, how to make a circle? Well, it depends on how much zoning do I wish to be done here. If I use this line here that represents one city block, so to speak, I can connect like this and then go here, connect the same way, and this will end up creating a circle. This is going to allow some space here inside, and also on the outside I have enough space for 4x4 buildings. Now, how do I keep enough space here for 4x4 buildings with enough space for another? Well, just by going now two of these blue lines and then turning onto the left. So back to back, 4x4, and they seem to have just perfectly enough space in between. So I can continue going the same way over here. You can check out, is everything okay? Yep, looks good. Now, these circles don't really allow for very good zoning, and you see a lot from left here, but like I said, I'm trying something new, so I'm not going to worry about the effectiveness and the efficiency of the city like I used to do in the other Let's Plays. Okay, I think what I messed up here was that I didn't go far enough. That should do the trick here. From here, 3 again. 3 over here, down here. And 1, 2, 3 over here. Whoops, what just happened? 1, 2, 3. This isn't as good, but still looks okay. There's a little bit more space here than there should be. But, like I said, I really need to learn to let go a little bit. Now, how do I want these things connected? I don't actually want any connections here. I do want to have a connection here and here, but not to continue. And I do wish a connection here and here, but not to continue over here. Yeah, something like this. Over here, let's say I delete these for now and see what do I want to do with these later on. how do I want this part to be connected with everything else. In the middle, what I was thinking is to make it like self-sustaining. You see here that the large water station almost perfectly fills up this area here in the middle without the noise pollution going much further away. Maybe I should have made a little bit bigger in the middle, but still okay. And from here, well, I can get this to go over here, this to go over here. Okay, that takes care. What for the power? Now, there seems to be a good wind speed here for 6 megawatts, but I'm thinking I want to use something else. The modular solar panels, they give 16 megawatts, cost 12,800 to build, and costs 161 per week. They are also very small, and they can be placed right here. Now, before I place them, I'm going to place the parks here in the middle. Now, I can't use this one. This one is probably too big, or there is usually actually a problem where you cannot really place a park at a curved street, depending on which park it really is. So, like you see here, the park won't fit, and pretty much no park will fit and be built here. But I think I have an idea on how to fix that. I'll take this street here, go from here to here, take the park. That would be which one? Oh, let's go with, can this fit? No. Let's go with something big. Nope, still too big. How about a basketball court? Yeah, that can fit. So you see, I'm going to place it now here and place another one here. Now, the street here is what is bringing the teams, but it is not necessary, because the street itself is made out of a room for the cars and room for the people who are walking. What I can switch this for is a path, for example, a gravel path that's gonna go right here in between these parks, where there used to be a street connecting them. So you can see here, there is enough room to get this path through here. And once you get a path close enough to the road itself, the teams who are walking will be able to go into that park using that path. So all I need is to just be extra careful where I'm placing this, like this. I can probably place another one here as well. And now I can just connect these over here close enough to the road so that there is a connection made. Over here I can't connect through here, but what I can do is go like this and go like this. And the teams will be able to go into those parks using these pathways. At least in theory. We'll see what happens in practice. And the only thing remaining, like I said, was to get some power from these things. There should be now plenty of space for them to be built. Let's say the first one goes here and the second one here. I won't need both at the start, so I'll turn one off. This will provide the power for everything here, and then for everything that's zoned here. Well, this is like a small prototype. I will keep on building like this. Thank you all for watching, and please stay tuned for the next episode.